check the computer. All right, welcome everyone. I am a little bit early. Can you believe it? 3 minutes early. So I will just sit here and wait for someone to come on. And if you do, make sure you list your name in the comments when you introduce yourself. It's the only way that I know that you're there and who I'm speaking to. And I'm sorry if you're there. I'm trying to hook up my microphone cord so it doesn't keep popping on. All right, so we are early and I'm just going to sit here and wait for someone to come on. I guess I better make sure I got my camera positioned, which I did not do. So let me do that while I'm waiting on you guys. Get it all positioned so we make sure everything is somewhat straight. And I can see what I'm doing here. Still a little crooked, isn't it? That'll work. Okay, hello from OV. Let me guess, it must be Amy, my BFF. You didn't call me today, girl. Excuse me. Is it still cold up there? I know there's about a 6-second delay. So what's going on? Anything fun? It warmed up to like in the 60s, pardon me, in the mid 50s. I got this cord in my way and it's driving me crazy. Let's see. I guess that's good. Oh, I'm excited to show you the cards that I'm making tonight. It looks really complicated, but once you see it, how I do it, it's really not that hard. I mailed your box to you yesterday. You should be getting it tomorrow. Woohoo! I should have sent it to work. If I sent it to your house. What's John doing? Watching TV? Yep. We're going to be cascading and catching butterflies tonight. All right. Where's Riley? Oh, crap. I forgot. In the morning when I put her coat on her, I'll take a picture and send it to you. I forgot. I was busy trying to get ready for tonight, and then I started making my cards for the for my online class to use the Daffodil Daydreams. Oh, he's out with Nick? Oh, it's Wednesday. No, Tuesday. What's he doing out on a Tuesday night? anyways, I got busy getting the cards ready for tonight, and then working on a new class that I want to do. So, okay, where is everybody? All right, if you're out there, let me know that you're there. It's right at 7 o'clock. We'll give it a few more minutes for everybody to pop in. We may have lurkers, but if you're out there and you're joining us, please type in your name so I'll know who you are and where you're from, and if this is your first time. Nick is scared to go to the place John goes on Wednesdays. Why? Because of getting in a fight, or just because of rednecks? Oh my gosh. He is a wimp. Wimpy, wimpy. I cannot believe that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right. Where's my peeps? Yeah, I know. I got you, wimp. All right. Come on, people. Get on. We got things to do tonight. We got cards to make. The first card's pretty easy. The second one is not too bad. It's just, I'd say time consuming, basically. Oh, did I bring my paper? Yeah, I got my paper. And I got my scissors. We are good to go. All right, well, it's 7:02. We're going to wait till 5 after 7, and then we're going to start. It might just be you and me, Amy. Maybe everybody's snowed in and doesn't have electricity. Who knows? But that's okay. That's all right. No biggie. Oh, you know when I asked you about a stamp set, look in the celebration book. Tell me, I have an extra otter set. I don't know if, if that's something that you would like. I should have asked you so I could have put it in your package. This is what it looks like. Can you see it? The otter. He's cute. I've got an extra one if you're interested. If not, I can find somebody else to give it to. All right. Where is everybody? Usually they're popping on right about now. I know we're on the right page, aren't we? Because you're here. So we're on the Shall We Stamp page. Well, we'll give it another minute and then we're starting, because that'd be 7:05. I know, they are cute. So anyways, all right, if anybody's out there, please let me know that you're there. Do 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 do. All right, folks, you better come on, get on in with it. Let me move my stuff out of the way. I don't know what is going on with my throat. You think I was a smoker? You know what I'm saying? Well, daggone, girl. We are live and recording. It just looks like it's me and you. What's up with that? All right, you're having a private one-on-one. Huh. I know I put my my notices out to remind everybody, so I know they're out there. All right, we'll give it a few more minutes. One more minute and then we're starting. Who's here? You're late. I was going to be my BFF's. She was going to be my only one. All right, when you come on, make sure you list your name in the comments so I know who it is. That's okay. We've just been catching up because we normally have a phone call twice a day, in the morning when she goes to work, and then on the way home she calls me. But knowing today was Tuesday, she usually doesn't call me in the evenings because she knows I'm either getting ready to eat dinner or trying to get ready for tonight so that I'm not it's Harriet. Oh, hey, Harriet. Thank you for your order. I meant to send you an email. You're going to get a free tutorial set from me. Thank you. Well, you know what? It's 7:05, and so I think we're going to get started. And those that pop in later will just have to watch the replay to watch what they missed out on. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself, even though you guys know who I am. But for those that may be coming on, I'm Dawn Duvall with Stampin' Up. I'm an independent demonstrator, and I live in the Villages, Florida, where it is cold, but not as quite as cold as it is in other parts of the mid-states and the up north areas. But I think we got up into the low 70s. So anyways, all right, so make sure that you like my page and share it if you have that opportunity. I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, I'm going to flip the camera down. I'm going to go over two of my housekeeping things that I need to go over. So give me a minute. Let me change the camera to my desktop. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. All right, this is my new host code, and if you're on my newsletter list, you will see that in there. So if you decide you want to place an order, if your order is less than $150, then use this host code, and you will get a gift or something from me in the mail. And the additional item is I've got a set of tutorials. I haven't received February's yet, but I am working with other demonstrators, and we're doing a collaboration. Last month it was 28 tutorials. So Harriet, you'll get that. If I don't have it in the next day or two, I'll send you what I got for January. That'll be your gift. So there is that. And then I also wanted to show you that the All Together set, y'all might have heard of this or seen it. This is something that is going to be in our new catalog coming out in June, but Stampin' Up! Is doing some early releases. And this is one that we were able to purchase last month, and we have another one that's coming out today. So I'll get that one when I place an order, and I'll show you that. But this is here together. The nice thing about this is, as you can see, it's all about acts of kindness and friendship and things of that nature. Now, it comes with a set of dies, so you can purchase this at a bundle, or you can purchase the suite, which comes with the stamp set, the dies, and then you get 6x6 pack of paper, and some of these you can color, and it's all black and white and different designs, so I'll just different hand gestures and things like that. And then the nice thing is we've come out with 10 new Stampin' Blends, and I was going to bring them over, and I thought y'all have probably seen them. They're skin tone, so we've got 10 colors now that are going to be new to the Stampin' Blends that are going to allow us to color our people based on their actual skin tone. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And let me just show you one of the cards. I just made one card so far with this set, and this is what I made. This is Poppy Parade. And this is part of the paper pack. This is one of the dies and stamp sets, and then you can see the die right here where it cuts it out, and it makes a little heart. And then I put some hearts here, and then I just put it on a layering of circles and the scallop. So that's what I did on this. So this is available for purchase. If you want the entire suite with the 10 Stampin' Blends, that runs $105. If you want just the bundle, which is your stamp set and the dies, it's $48 plus, of course, shipping and tax. And if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to place an order, make sure you use my host code. It will be on the Facebook page when we get done. I forgot to put it on there when I was doing all this stuff ahead of time, but I'll make sure it's on there when we get done. So that is the All Together suite / bundle if you're interested. All right, so what we're going to do this evening, I'm really excited about this. We're going to start out, I'm going to start out with an easy card, and then we're going to do a cascade. I'm not sure if y'all have seen the cascade cards or not, but I'll show you that in just a minute. I am going to use, hang on, I'll show you. We're going to use one of the celebration sets, which is the Catching Butterflies. And this is one that you can purchase, well, I'm sorry. If you make a $50 purchase, or then you can get this for free. Hi, Terry in Arizona. So you can get this for free with a $50 purchase, and it is the Cling stamp sets, and there's 5 of them. I'm sorry, there's 7. I got half of them over here. All right, so we're going to work with this. And this thing here, I'm thinking And I'm going to try it, not tonight, but I'm going to try to take this and put it somehow, try to make it look like she's a mermaid. I'm not sure if I can do that or not, but I'm going to play around with it and see if I can do that. But this is what we're going to do tonight. That's the first card. I'll show you the second one in just a minute. All right, so for that card we're going to make, we're going to use the Abstract Beauty, which is that paper that is the new set that come out with, that's 4 by, 6 I think it is? Yeah, 4 by 6. And all these different pretty colors and all of that. So that's the pack that I'm using, and we're going to use that tonight for the card. And then I'm going to show you another card I made. This is another free set that you can get through Celebration, Sunshine and Rainbows. That's in the Celebration catalog here. And you can choose that with a $50 order as well. So if you don't have a catalog and would like to get one, then shoot me a message on Messenger. Hey, Denise and Faye and Terry. Shoot me a message on Messenger and I'll get your catalog sent to you in the mail. But this is another one that you can get for free. All right, so let me show you the card that we're going to make this evening. All right, this is the card we're going to make, and that's using that Abstract Beauty paper. Now, what I did, we're not going to show the butterflies. We're going to do birthday. We're doing balloons, and I am using the balloon punch, which is retired, but I thought that would be a cute card to send somebody for the birthday. Well, it'd be a female, obviously. And then here's another one I did just to show you some of the versatility. This is using the Rainbow, Sunshine and Rainbow Happiness paper. And I used the Stampin' Blends and I colored her. So there's a lot of things. And this is a piece of the paper that's turned up, the back side showing. And then I added the piece that I cut off onto the inside of the card. So that's just another version. Okay, but we're going to make this one this evening. And then, excuse me, then I will show you the cascading. Let me show you that card real quick too. And I'll show it to you again once we get started. Hang on, I got to get it over here. I don't know if y'all have seen this or not. This is the card that we're going to be, this might take a little bit of time. So that's why I want to do this one second. It's really easy once we get down the measurements, okay? So don't panic. I've got measurements typed out that you can see, and then I'll also post them on the page when I get done, or at least by tomorrow morning, okay? All right, so let's get started on this one. So I've got all of my stamps ready to go. I'm also going to use for the sentiment, I am going to use, let me zoom in just a little bit. I am going to use the, now this is retired too, it's the classic label punch. Some of these punches I will not get rid of because, you know, there's certain ones you got to have to use, right? And I just don't want to get rid of them, so I'm not going to. All right, so what we're going to do, this particular card, I'm going to use a base of Blushing Bride, and it's 8.5 by 5.5. Let me set my card off to the side, and we're gonna, let me go ahead and score it. So, you know me, I always fold it in half, but let's go ahead and score it the right way. So we're gonna put this in our trimmer, and since it's 8.5, we're gonna score it in half, which would be 4 1/4. So I'm gonna line that up right about there, and we're gonna use the lighter blade, and I'm just gonna pull that down and give it a good crease. And now I can fold my card, and hopefully everything works out with this. And this is a color I don't normally, for whatever reason, I don't use Blushing Bride that often, but it's a pretty color. It's a kind of a pale pink. All right, so we're going to do that, and then this piece here we need to cut down. So I need to bring my trimmer back in. We're going to cut this down. It's already at 4 inches. And it's by 6. So we want this to be 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to move this over to the 5 1/4 mark, and we're going to cut that down. And we're going to use this for the inside of our card so we don't waste anything. And this is the back side of this particular piece. But I thought this was looked cute because I thought it looked like a party paper. All right. And I think I have... I did not bring a piece of basic white with me. Well, anyways, I'll just show you what we'll do with it. When you do your basic white on the inside of the card, just lay this on the bottom of your white, and it fits perfectly. So that way you're not wasting any of your paper, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and add this now, and then we're going to, and I've already cut out one of the scallop dies. And if I can get my glue to start working, hang on. I did try to clean it so it would come out. I used so much of it the other day. Why is this thing clogged? Hang on. Why is it clogged up? I might have to go get another one. All right, you know what? Hang on. I got one right here. Let me just open up another one. All right, we have our first fiasco. All right, now everybody's coming in. Welcome, everyone. We're just getting started, so you haven't missed a whole lot yet. All right, let's try a new one and make sure this one should work. Yeah, there we go. Now it's coming out. Okay, so this is really an easy card, and I'll stick that back in there. But I wanted to do something that's easy. So if you're somebody that's just learning, this will be a somewhat easy card to do, really. And if you don't have the scallop dies, you just cut a square, right? And what I do when I'm trying to determine the size of what I need is I look at my stamp and I'll lay it down, and then I'll measure the width and the length so I know what size piece of paper that I need to cut so that fits, okay? All right, but I'm using one of the scallops from I think it's the Stitch So Sweet dies, I think is what it's called. I didn't bring them over here, but it's one of the scallop ones. And then I've got a scrap piece of paper for our sentiment, and then I went ahead and punched out the balloons, and I think we'll be good to go. So let me go ahead and move some of the stuff out of the way. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is ink up my little girl. Now, I'm not going to use the butterfly net. So all I'm going to do is ink up everything that's not near her butterfly. And I am going to try to get the line right there. I may have to go get my black marker because I left it on the table. Let's see if I can do this without getting it on the... there we go. All right, so I'm just going to ink her up. I'm not going to do that. And that's how you can eliminate something if you don't want that piece on your stamp, okay? All right, so let's set this off to the side because we don't need that just yet. And now I huff it. I'm huffing. And then we're going to place this on here. And hopefully I can get her on here about like that, because she's going to be carrying her butterfly. She's going to be carrying her balloons because she's going to a party. Good evening. Who is it that just popped in? We're just getting started using a free celebration stamp set that's called Catching Butterflies, but we're going to be using this to make balloons. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Blends, and we are going to start coloring our young lady. And I am going to color... I am using, this is one of the new Stampin' Blends that comes with that All Together set. Now they don't have names, they're numbers. So they start in the 100, they go 100, 200, then 3 and 400 are the set. This is a 9, this is the lightest. So I'm just gonna, this is the light color, one of the 2 lightest colors. So I'm just gonna color her legs. Hopefully I don't go out of the lines. And then I'm going to go ahead and color her face, and then we'll do her hair and her dress. So we're just going to go around and do a color. And if you just popped in, I was telling everybody about the new All Together set that is now available for customers, that comes as a suite, or you can buy the bundle or individual. And it's got 10 new Stampin' Blends that are all skin tone colors. And it's got its own pack of paper. It has the stamp set and the dies to coordinate, and the 10 stamping blends that are all ranges of skin tone. So now you should be able to color a person's body or face with whatever skin tone that you want to use. All right, so I'm just going to color her little fingers right here. And then we're going to do her dress. And we're going to do her dress. Let me do her hair. I'm using Cinnamon Cider. And this is the light color. It might be too dark, but I wanted her to have like a kind of like a coppery color, like a brown. So that's what I'm going with. And I don't think I'm going to use the dark because I think the dark on the cinnamon cider is way too dark. And you just have to be careful and use your small tip area because there's some really small areas. So I tend to go in and just kind of make little dots if I think I might go out on the lines because, you know, it's kind of hard when you're doing this, especially when you're trying not to put your head in the camera. So I'm just going to go through here and get her hair colored and get all this done. So we have another, for some reason, Stampin' Up! Is coming out, giving us sneak peeks of products that's coming out in the new catalog. And we have another one coming out today for demonstrators. So if you have a large wish list and you are going to spend more than $100, you really should consider purchasing what we call our starter kit. Now that doesn't mean that you have to teach classes. You don't have to do videos or anything like that, like you see me. You can be what we call a discount shopper. So every time, once you join, you get a discount on your purchases, and that's it. So now, if you join now, because you're in the middle of a quarter, you actually have until the 1st of June before you have to make the minimums. And I can go over all of that if you would like to get that information. That gives you a full 4 months of receiving a discount on your purchases. And the nice thing that Stampin' Up! Has done is for $99, you get to choose $125 in product. But now, between now and the end of this month, you also get to choose 2 stamp sets, any stamp sets that you want in the catalogs. So that's a good deal if you ask me. That's going to be over about $180 plus. So just thought I'd throw that out there. And if you need any further information, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right, I'm using the Misty Moonlight. And I'll tell you what, I must be getting, hey Judy, I must be getting, as I'm getting older, I'm getting weaker because I swear to God, I cannot open these things. This morning, I was working on a card, well, it was this afternoon, and I pulled out my Flirty Flamingo, and the whole ink thing came out. Nothing was wrong with it, but I pulled, so I couldn't get it to come out. And I guess I pulled so hard, it pulled the whole thing out. So anyways, it's hell to get old, I'm telling you. If you're not there yet, I'm 63, so I'm still on the young end of the scale, but oh my gosh. I know some of y'all can relate. So, all right, this is the light. I just did the dark. And now I'm just going to color her dress in. Try to not go out of the lines. Oh, I didn't color her neck, so I need to come back with my skin tone color. And we'll color her neck here in just a minute. So once I get this done, she's got some really tiny arms, so I don't want to go out of the lines here. We'll get her dress colored, and then we'll go from there. This is kind of a dark color, but I figured that we're using this. I was trying to pull some of the blue out of there, actually. I probably should have chosen one of the lighter colors, but it's okay. It'll be fine. She'll look beautiful. So I'm just trying to come around and stay within my lines. You know, you wouldn't think it would take this long to color a little dress, right? Okay, so let's go. Now we should be able to get it done here. We'll just kind of go through here. This is a really fun stamp set. And again, this is one that you can get for free with a $50 order. And that is good through the end of this month as well. And let me come back in here because I forgot her neck is showing. So we need to fix that right there. Get that colored. Okay, so there's our little girl. And let's move all of these things out of the way. Let me color in some dirt. So I've got a little stamp set right here. The mound of dirt she's standing on because she's happy. She is ready to give her friend their gift. Oops, let me put some right in the center. There we go. All right. Now, so for those of you who are just joining me, the stamp set is called Catching Butterflies, and this is what it looks like. But we inked everything up but the net, so we're going to replace that with balloons. And I used our retired balloon punch. So my apologies for that. And we are going to put her balloons together. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach her to the card base. And I'm using the Abstract Beauty designer paper. And that is the new paper that Stampin' Up! Is providing, that's cut at 4 by 6. So that is nice, so you don't have a lot of waste. Though when you use the 6-inch piece, 6 by 6, I like it because then I can decorate my envelopes, because it gives you just enough that you can decorate it depending on how you're cutting your paper. All right, so I'm going to set her off to the side just a little bit because I want her balloons to go on. So I'm just gluing her down using my multi-purpose glue. All right, now I'm going to put, I think I'll use the blue, I think I'm going to do the dark blue one as the first one. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some shadowing effects so it looks like the sun is shining on it. So I'm going to come in and do that. And this is using the white chalk marker. And I'll do another one here. Try to get it so it gives it that effect. And then we'll do this one. This is Pool Party and Blushing Bride here. Okay. All right, so I am going to add adhesive on the bottom, my multi-purpose glue on this one, because this is going to be my main one that we're going to lay down. And then then I'll build my other balloons on top. So this one I'm going to just lay right about here. Now I've got to get these, I'm going to put it right about there, because I've got to get my balloons so they line up, so they're attached to, see, I'm going to do it like this. What do you think? There we go. See, we'll do it like that. Give it kind of we'll put that one like this and move that one over just a tad. Bring them down. So I'm going to glue, let me see if I did on this one. Yeah, put this one up on a dimensional. All right, so let's put these up on dimensionals, and then we'll adjust them as we need. So let's do the pink one on top. Let's put the Pool Party. So I'm going to lay that one, try to cover up, and put it off to the side just a little bit. And then we'll do this one so it comes down to where it's looking like it's attached to the string there, but that looks like it's in a row. So let's see. That should work. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm going to change this one. Let me move this up just a little bit. So I'm trying to cover that up. I didn't turn him at an angle like he should have been. So I think we'll do it like this. There we go. And then we'll put this one down here. That'll work. All right, so there's our balloons. All right, so that looks kind of fun. Don't you like that? Isn't that cute? All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment and punch it out, and then this card's going to be done, which will be good because then it's going to give us lots of time to do this cascading card. All right, so I'm using the It's Your Birthday sentiment, so I'm going to stamp that on this scrap piece of paper. And, of course, I can't see what I'm stamping, but, crud. Hang on. I got a little smudgy on it, so we don't want to do that. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's do it up here. We'll turn it around, and we'll stamp it just like that. Ah, I am not doing very well, am I? All right, let's try this again. There we go. That's, you know what? This still doesn't look good. All right, we're going to do this one more time. 4 times. Usually it's 3 times, right? We're going to stamp this, make sure we get it down there right. Ta-da! Well, hopefully that doesn't show. If it does, we'll get another scrap piece of paper. And we'll do it again. Okay, so I am using the Retired Classic Label Punch. And hopefully that does not show. We may have to go up to the other one. Oh, yeah, I think I can get it. All right, so I'm just going to line this up and slide it over a little bit, make sure that it's centered. We're going to punch that out. All right, and let's move this guy out of the way. Move all those out of the way because we don't need them. And then I'm going to put these up on dimensionals as well. And I think I have, if I do, hold on. We got some of the little baby ones, the little mini. So I'm going to put 3 of the minis on here. And I know it's kind of hard for y'all to see. I need to put my mat up here so you can see, since it's on a white sheet. And do one more. Okay. All right. Now we are done with the sentiment. And we'll get that out of the way. Okay, and we're going to take this and we're going to lay this, whoopsie, let's do it like that, so it's like right underneath. There you go. There's our card. Isn't that cute? Cute little card. And then this is the one that I made initially. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Whoop, that's zooming in. Hang on. Hold up. There we go. This is the one I did earlier. And then this is the one we just completed. Aren't those cute? So it gives you two different ideas with paper. So this is a great way that you can use up your designer series paper and the little girl, so it kind of focuses on both of them. All right, there you go. That's okay, Linda. That's fine. We just finished doing the catching butterflies and the free step from Celebration, but instead of using the net, I left that off when I inked her up, and we're using balloons for a birthday card. Very simple, and this is the Abstract Beauty 4x6 designer paper that Stampin' Up! Comes out with. Okay, now let's move all of this out of the way because now we're going to get down to business. All right, this is the card that we're going to be making. It's called a Cascade. Have y'all seen this card before or something similar? Let me know. And I'm gathering my stuff, so give me just a minute. And when we get done, I'll show you the other card that I made as well. Okay, I've got directions, and I have stuff printed out that you all will be able to get once I put it on the Facebook page. I'm just holding this here while I get my act together. Okay. All right. So this is a cascading card, and I found this through a demonstrator in Canada. Now, it's very easy to make once you go through and do the cutting process the first time. So at first I was cutting copy paper, but then I figured, oh, what the hell? I might as well just cut it up. And it actually is very easy. The only problem is these little strips are so small, but it's fine. It's not going to be a problem. Once you get through the first one, it will be fine. Okay. Now this one, I ran it through after I cut everything and glued it on the the basic white. I ran it through. It is retired, but I know we have another one, a textured that's very similar, light texturing on the thing. This is the Subtles embossing folder, which is retired, but if you can see, you should be able to see some texture in there. And the next one I'm going to do, I'm not going to texturize it so you can see the difference, okay? All right, so our card base is 5.5 by 8.5. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to set this off to the side so we can get started. All right, so 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. Now we're going to set that off to the side because we don't want that. Now here, I'm going to show you how this works. Hang on a minute. All right. So we're going to take, the next thing that we need is we're going to need a mat, a basic white mat of 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And you don't need to worry about writing anything down because I have this right here for you guys. And then I'll put a link on the page by tomorrow morning, okay? So our mat is going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Now, when I did this one earlier, I ended up trimming it down a little bit because I had a little extra hanging off, but that's okay. All right. Okay, so I am using On the Horizon paper, and you know this is a beautiful set of paper, right? And I was looking at this one, and this one, obviously looks like it's got flowers and mountains and the sky and all that stuff, but I was really looking at this, and I love the backside, but we're going to go with this one. Now, you need to have a paper trimmer in order to do this, okay? So this is what we're going to do. This is 6 by 6, so we're going to cut this down to 6 by 3. So I'm going to turn this in here, and I'm going to cut it down to 3 inches. Hang on, I got to get my notes so I can get my measurements on the other part. Okay. All right, so we're going to cut this down to 3 inches. All right, so, and you can decide what do you want. Do you want the top paper? Do you want the bottom part of the paper? I'm going to go with the tops because it kind of gives me like that sky effect. And then save this because this you can do another cascading card with this. All right. Okay, now we're taking this. Now the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to give you the cutting instructions, and then I'll show you how the little pieces are made. Okay. So This is 6 inches. All right, we're going to bring this down. I got to find my notes. We're going to bring this down to 2.5. And I'm going to cut. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find my other written instructions. Give me 1 second. Hold on a minute. Okay. All right, so we're going to cut this at 2.5. Let me get my thing back on. All right, and then we are going to, all right, so we're going to take this and we're going to set that off to the side, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut 7/8 of an inch. So we're going to come over here, and the 7/8, let me show you my thing. The 7/8 is going to be the center piece, and then from that we're building on the card, okay? So we're going to do 7/8 of an inch. So I'm going to move this over on this side. So we're going to move that over to 7/8, which is one little mark less than the 1 inch, okay? So we're going to line that up right there, and we're going to pull that down, and we're going to cut that, and we're going to set this off to the side. Okay, so we're going to leave that right there. And we'll try to keep them in order. But you'll know once you see my thing here, you'll understand what goes where. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're now going to cut a half an inch, all right? So we're going to move this over to our 1/2 inch mark, right? So we're going to place it right there. And we're going to hold this down, and we're going to cut a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to place this on, hang on a minute, this side, because we want to keep them going the same way. I don't know if you can see this off to the side. All right, and then the next one we're going to do, let's see, we cut the 7/8 and we cut a half. Now we're going to do 5/8. So 5/8 is a half. So we're going to go half plus the 2 in between, okay? So we're going to do half, and we're going to move over to there, and then you'll have one little strip that's going to be that we're not going to use. So this right here is going to be a scrap, but you can always save that and use it for something else. All right, so this is our 5/8 of a piece, so that's going to go just like that. Okay, now we're going to bring this piece back, and what we're going to do, this is the way the picture looks, right? So I'm going to flip it around this way, and I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to cut it back to 2.5 inches. So we're going to bring it back to the 2.5 mark right there, and I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to just set this off to the side, and then I'm going to bring it back and flip it back this way. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come back and cut 1 inch off. So we're going to do 1 inch. So I'm going to line it up there. We're going to cut, wait a minute, what am I doing a 1 inch? Hang on a minute. Bring back, hold on. 1 inch. Okay, why am I doing, all right, we're doing a 1 inch. I'm looking at my notes here. I'm not sure, why am I doing a 1 inch? I don't want a 1 inch. We're not doing that. I just messed this up. Hang on, we're going to do a 1/2 inch. We're going to do 1 inch, 5/8 and a half. This is going to be, this is not going to be a 1 inch. This is going to be 5/8 of, this is going to be the 5/8 of an inch. I'm sorry, it's going to be 1/2 of an inch, and then we're going to move it over to 5/8. Sorry. This is going to be a 1/2 inch, my mistake. But it's still going to work. It'll work. It'll be fine. All right, so that's another little piece that we're not going to use because I messed that one up. So that's a 1 inch piece that we have. And then we're going to cut a 5/8 of an inch. So that's where we're going to come back and do our 5/8. So again, we're going to come back over here. All right, so there's 5/8 there. And then that should be our 5/8. And then, I'm sorry, this is our 5/8. This is our other piece that we need for our 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to come back over here, and we're going to do a 1/2 inch. So we're going to get that lined up, and I'm going to show you the guide that I have. All right, so this is going to go here, and then these are our little scraps that we have. So it's not very many scraps. Okay, so here's what I did. All right, so there's our mat, And if you can see, let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit for y'all. Let me bring this down. And then I'll put this on the thing so you can see it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7/8 piece is going to be in the center, and then we're going to build on the outskirts. See what I mean? We're going to do like that, and then like this, and then we're going to have this one, and this one, and then my other one. Okay? Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to do. So let me move this back over here. And we'll try to keep everything in order, but it should be pretty easy because we're going to be able to line them up pretty easily. As you can tell, the peachy part is in the top, so we'll get these organized. And then the last one, I got one more I need to cut. So we've got a 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch, a half, and I need one more 1/2 inch. So I've got to cut one more 1/2 inch out of this one. Let me make sure that this is, hold on a second. We've got a 1/2. We have our 1/2 inch, we have a 5/8, a 1/2, the 7/8, and this is a 5/8. Yeah, that's our 5/8, and we need another 1/2. So let me just cut a little 1/2 off right here, and we'll get that done. Okay, so this is our 1/2 that we need. Okay, and we'll get those figured out. There we go. Okay, so now we have everything the way that we want them lined up. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, and this is the part that if you're somebody that has to have everything measured correctly, this might drive you a little crazy. But because the pieces are so small, and I like what she did, is just use up your scraps. That's the best thing that what will help is we're going to be able to use up our scraps, okay? So I'm just going to take, let's start with our largest one. And I'm just going to lay that we just want like a 1/16 of an inch, right, as far as a border, because what we're going to do when we get these done, we're going to be laying these on here. So for instance, we're going to lay them and we want to get them all lined up, right? So this is what and we're going to put the mats underneath. So let me just show you without the mats. Then we're going to do this here. And then we're going to cut these down. So before we put it on the mat, we're going to cut it down because we need to get our sizes. We want them different sizes. Okay? All right, so there's that. So now we got to bring the trimmer back in because I got to trim these up. We want to cut them down, right? So we are going to, let me get my instructions out. We are going to take, now these are all 3 inches, right? So we are going to start at 3 and 7, let's see, we want the longest one, which is going to be the center one. We want this to be 3, and this is 3 inches, right? So we're going to leave that one at 3 inches. And then we are going to reduce everything down. So that one's going to stay the way it is. We're not going to cut that one. Then we're going to cut down to 3 3/8. All right, so this is 3 inches, right? So now, hang on a minute. We're going to cut this one down to 3 and, why does she have 3 3/8? Because we're not even at 3 3/8. That's at 3 inches. So we're going to cut a quarter off. So from 3, we're going to go down to 3 1/4. And you can trim a little bit from the top and the bottom if you want. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off of that one. All right, so we're going to set this one back over here. I'm going to pull these down because these haven't been trimmed yet, okay? And then we're going to take this one, which is the next one, and we're going to take a quarter off of this one. So that's going to make that, 2 3/4, that's 2 and, I'm going to do 2 3/8. 2 3/4, so we're going to come down to here, and I'm going to cut a little bit off the green. I'm going to cut a little bit here, and then I'm going to flip it around because I want to have a little bit more. So, all right, so this one's going to be at, hang on a minute. This one, we need to have it a little shorter. So let me measure this one. Hang on, so I can make sure I get my measurements right. All right, this was 2 3/4, so we're going to come down 2 3/4. So we want to come down, 3/8. So 3/4, that's going to be 1/4. We're going to come down right about there. And I'm going to cut that there. Wait, we don't want that much. 3. All right. Hang on with me. I'm trying to get my measurements lined up. Because I want to get my cascading to look just right. All right, so that one's that. And this one we're going to cut here. All right. So that's this one. And then the next one, that one cut down a little too much, and we may have to adjust that one. All right, so that was 3 5/8. So this one we're going to just trim a little bit off, just a tad. Well, we want to keep some of the green. So let me come up here. And again, you just play with it how much you want cut off each end. If you want less, because I don't want all my green cut off, right? I want some have some of that green to stay with it. Let me get those over there. All right, so we're coming down. Let's see how they're getting smaller. This one I need to trim down just a tad. Some of it you do kind of have to eyeball, but once you do one, you're going to get the hang of it, and it's really pretty easy to do. All right, and then we're going to come back and do the same thing on this side. All right, so this one we're going to do at 2 3/4. So we'll just trim that off a little bit there. And that's going to go there. And then this one, we're going to come down to, let's do 2 1/2. And again, I'm going to do a little bit here because I don't want all my green cut off. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off there, and then I'm going to flip it. Okay. So we'll come down to about here. All right. And again, if I'm off a little bit, then we'll just come back and make our adjustments. So we can get like this one is a little bit, so I need to just trim a little bit more off of here. All right, and I'll have all of these measurements typed up so you can access them tomorrow. So you don't need to really try to take notes. And then this one is going to go down. And again, I'm going to cut some of the green off, not a lot. And then this one, we're going to take another little bit off. This one's going to be about 2 1/4. I'm going to try up a little bit first. And it's easier if we're not sure to trim it, and then we can always go back and adjust it as we need to as far as our sizes. And that is going to be, we'll trim just a tad off of that one as well. Because we want to make sure we give it that effect. All right. And I'm just thinking why mine are much longer on that one than this one. So I'm thinking I did something wrong with my measurements on my designer series paper. Let me see. Hang on a minute. We may have to cut another sheet. 4 4/8. Hold on a minute. Hang on. I'm reading my notes, so bear with me just 1 second, because for some reason mine look a lot smaller than what I have on the other one. And I'm just trying to understand why it looks a lot smaller, but it still will give us the same thing. We'll move on. All right, let me, oh, hang on a second. Let me get my paper. All right, now we're going to do, okay, let's go ahead, whoopsie, and now, this is what I was talking about. All right, so these pieces are a little bit shorter than what I did on the other one. So we're going to have to readjust. I'm going to have to look at my measurements, but we're going to get the same effect, so it's okay. It will be fine. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to just come in and you're going to add your paper. And I'm using Misty Moonlight. So I am going to glue this down, and I'm only going to leave a small border, like a 1/16 of an inch, okay? Are you with me so far? All right. So we're going to leave like a 1/16 of an inch, and then we're just going to, we can use the paper trimmer to trim it, but I think it's going to be easier. We'll just fussy cut. That way we know exactly what we need to do. So if you can see, I'm leaving, let me zoom in just a little bit. We're going to leave just a smidge of a border. Okay, so we're going to get that one down there, and then we're going to trim that off. So let me go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go back and look at, let me trim this, get started while I'm talking. And we can use the paper trimmer, but by the time you get that thing out and do it, it's probably going to be, you know, take you longer to do that than just to trim it. But you can if you choose to do that. Okay, so there's our one strip. And then we're just going to do the same thing for each strip. Okay, so you've got your, let me pull out my card again. So you've got your sizes right here. You can see. You'll have your 7/8, and you're going to have two half. Well, actually, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 half-inch pieces, and then two 5/8 of an inch piece. Okay, and then this is what you would cut them at: 2 3/8, 2 7/8, 3 3/8, 3 7/8. So this should have been cut at 4, if I'm not mistaken. I think I wrote it down. I've got 6 by. It's supposed to be cut at 6 by 3 7/8, you guys. That's my mistake. 6 and 3, 3 7/8. I cut it by 3 by 3. So it's just going to be a smaller scale. No big deal. You'll still get the same effect. All right, so we're moving on. I knew something looked wrong because my pieces are much smaller. Can't read my own handwriting. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put our paper together. Let's see if that fits on this one. So we might be all right with this one. Nope, not quite. That one's too small. All right, so we're just going to lay it down here. All right, so this one will be fine. We'll just have more of a white space, and we can always cut that down if we need to. All right, so I'm going to move that. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this. And just give it a good trim. And then once we get this together, you'll see how simple it is to make this card. And it really has a nice effect. All right, so we're going to come back and we'll do another one. Get my paper over here. Let me get my adhesive thing so we don't get glue all over. All right, y'all still with me? Okay. Oops, got too much glue right there. Pull out a new bottle and it wants to squirt all over, right? The other one didn't want to cooperate. So this one we should be able to put right here. So this is, again, this is a good way you can use up your scrap paper too, right? You got these little tiny scraps. And so now you can make, got a little too much glue there. Now you can make a nice card. So we're going to use up our scraps. And we'll just trim this one down. I don't know where I was thinking I got 3 by 3. I thought, well, that is kind of small, but you know, leave it to Dawn. That's okay. We'll make it work. You'll get the gist of it. The gist of it. All right, now this one we're not going to emboss the outside. Oops, let me put that over there. We're going to leave this one because it's going to be too much to bring the Stampin' Cut emboss machine in. So I'll just do this one without embossing it in case some of you may or may not have an embossing machine. It looks nice, but you don't have to do that. Let's just move it. And that's one thing nice about the Tombow is if you are going to do this, I'd recommend using that because it does allow you to move your paper so that you can get it right where it needs to go. So you can get that little small border. All right, and we've just got a few more pieces to go. And let's see if this guy will fit on here. Yep. So let's go ahead and get him on here. See, it's a fun card. I was going to make a couple of them yesterday, but I ran out of time. But I'm going to make some more because I really think they're such a neat card to make. Now this one might look like a, since I've got it cut so small, it might look like a baby card, you know, tiny. It's a miniature card, but it will be fine. It's going to give us the same effect, right? All right, so let's go ahead and trim this one down. And we're just going to, again, we're just leaving a very small edge of a border. And then we'll trim up the top piece. Now, if you see, can you see? I'll hold it in my hand. Can you see how the border is extremely small right there? All right, so we got 2 more pieces to go. And then we'll put our miniature version together as far as our paper, but it's okay. It'll work. All right, we'll put that. And we'll put that on here. And again, let's start at this end. It's nice to be able to use up our scraps. So this worked out perfect. We'll put that right there. Move him up just a little bit. And then you only have to cut one side. And then we'll trim up this one. This is why if you're using scraps, it's easier if you just fussy cut than try to put all this in your trimmer. By the time you do that, you can have it cut, you know, with just using your paper snips. All right, so we've got that one. And we've got one more little piece. And I thought that looked kind of weird when I was cutting those things. I thought they look a lot smaller than my other one. So, but I'll get all of that up on the site for you guys by tomorrow morning. I'm not going to do it tonight, but I'll do it in the morning. So you can come back. All right, so we're going to lay this one up there. Lay him down. Push him over so he doesn't have so much showing. There we go. Well, we'll just do a mini version. We could always make this a smaller card too if we need to. All right, and then we're just going to cut up this. It really is a fun looking card. Let me just bear with me. All right, there we go. Hang on. I got a little bit too much hanging. All right, so let's get all this scrap stuff out of the way. And then we'll put this together. And if it looks funny, then we'll just, we'll figure out, we can probably add something to it. We can add something. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right, let's move all this out of the way. Give me just a second. Clean it up. All these papers in the way. So my mistake for not knowing how to read. Okay. All right, so we have our white strip now. This is 5 1/8 by 4 1/8 because the idea is to have just a small border. But what's going to happen now, because we may end up having to, we're going to line this up, and we're still going to get the same effect, right? So we're going to line it up. Now, if I had cut these, the widths are the same. It's the length is what is where I did not cut it correctly. So, all right, so here we're going to do, what I would recommend is we're going to start with that 1/2 inch piece, the little small one. And it's going to go, this one's going to go here. Why am I missing the little, where's my other one? Did I miss a piece? I think I did. All right, so we're going to line those up like this. And we're going to have just a little bit of gap in between. We may cut our paper down. So we're going to have the 1/2 inch here. And then we're going to do our 5/8 of an inch. You see where I'm going with this? So that should be like that. And then we should have another 1/2 inch. Oh, I'm missing a 1/2 inch, aren't I? So we could, all right, so there's that one. And then we've got that one there. I am missing a 1/2 inch. Wait, we got this one. I'm missing it. Yeah, I am missing a 1/2 inch. What size? Hang on a minute. Let me look at this. Oh, that's 3/4 of an inch. We don't want that. And that is like 5/8 of an inch. So that's going to be our 5/8. This one we need to cut down. You know, no, we don't. It's got to go there. Those go here. This goes on the outside. Those are our 1 inch pieces because they're longer. Put this one in here. This one goes here. That's the problem. I'm missing. This is the skinny one, and then we need another one there. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing, here we go. I'm missing the other big one. Hold up. And I don't have that. Let me go, hang on a minute, I just threw all these papers away. Let me go grab another sheet of that paper. Give me 1 second, and we'll just cut one real quick. On the horizon. Hopefully I've got a piece that is similar. I mean, we could go with that, but it's not going to be symmetrical. Let me see if I've got a piece real quick that's similar. It's the same. We see, leave it to me. In the trash, look in the yeah, oh, you're right. I should look in the trash. Thank you, whoever said that. Oh, you're probably right. It's probably one of those right there. You are so smart, people. See, what pays attention if I pay attention and listen to the, look at my things. Yep, and I just need to cut that one down. Because that's going to be my other skinny one right there. Yep, that's it. Thank you for reminding me to look in the trash. You guys, I tell you, what would I do? All right, so this one we're going to measure. Give me a second. I know, I'm a goofball. All right, we're almost done, so just bear with me. All right, this one we need to cut down. Let me measure this one so we can get it the right width, goofball, or length. All right, this is at 2 1/8, and this should be, all right, so we're going to cut this down to 2 1/8. So I'm going to cut part of the green, because I don't want to cut all my green off. And then we'll turn it around, and we're going to do 2 1/8. We'll put it there, and I'm going to cut, I want to leave a little bit of that, so I'm going to trim it off the other end as well. So I just want to make sure I've got enough of each color. All right, so we want 2 1/8. All right, so we'll cut a little bit more green off. There we go. Okay, thank you guys. I think that should work. And let me grab another scrap paper, and we'll get that on here. Oh my goodness, too funny. We may have to do this card another class. We'll do another, get it so this way when I do it, it looks right. We don't go through this goofiness. Okay, and we'll put this right on here. Get that on there, get it slid over, and I got a little bit excess glue right there, but we'll get that off. Where's my mat? Okay, all right, and let's move that down. Okay, all right, we're cooking now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this guy trimmed up. I think we might be right now. I was so excited about this, and of course, leave it to me. Always have to screw things up. That's all right. It's the way it is. Way we roll. Okay. Now we got it. All right. A little bit smaller. Doesn't look quite, I mean, it still looks good. So the whole idea is we're going to start on the outside, and we're going to line this up on the white, and we want to leave just a little bit on the side, and then we work our ways, we'll work our way out, okay? So we want to make sure that we have just enough. I'm going to line them up so I get an idea, and we want to have just a little bit of the white in between. Of course, when you have glue on your fingers, they stick, right? All right, so we're going to move these a little bit there, and then this guy's in the middle, and then we move these over, over, and over, okay? So, whoops, this one's upside down, and so is this one. There we go. That's why it helps when you have the, there we go. So see how that looks? All right, so we're going to start attaching this, and we're going to move on. So shouldn't take us give me about 10 more minutes just to make sure we get this on here. I don't want the glue to ooze out so much. All right, we'll just put enough on there to hold it in place and get my tweezers out. I'm going to pull in my craft mat, my silver silicone mat. All right, so we're going to place that right about there, and we're going to just leave a little bit of the border of the white, okay? And then we're just going to come down, whoops, and do the same thing for each piece. All right, so then this one. So now that I've got them cut, you'll see, other than my cutting it too short, you'll get the gist of how this is supposed to work. Okay, put a little bit there. All right, so we're going to move this one in, and then always make sure you've got your, and again, the Tombow helps to get it placed where you need it, so you have just a little bit of a space, and then your height. Okay, and then we'll come in with this one. does make a pretty card though. I think it's one of those that people will go, oh my gosh, how did you do that, right? So we're just going to lay it down, and we're going to move this in because we don't want that much of a gap. And then we've got the big guy here, and we'll put our adhesive on the back of this one. All right. See, you just never know what I'm going to do. And it just goes to show that we all make mistakes. And I am definitely one to say I make mistakes, right? All right, we'll get that a little closer because we don't want so much of a gap. And we'll get these lined up. And then if I get over here to this end and I've got too much, I'm just going to trim it. And then that way, whoops, we don't want that one. We want this one. That way it will even it out. We may have more of a border than what we would have had on the other card, but it's okay. Because you know what? Whoever gets this card has no idea what it's supposed to look like, right? So there you go. They are not going to know the difference. And then we're going to put this one there. Oops, I put the wrong one in the wrong spot. Hold on. See, I'm talking too much. Hang on, we've got to lift him up, move him over. Come on, baby. Hang on. That's one thing good about the Tombow. All right, we're going to set him right there. I meant to put my 1/2-inch one there and got too busy talking. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. And this one will go here. And I will get that off of there because we don't want that to be seen. Hang on a minute. Let me lift this up. We'll clean that off. And so we don't see that. Let me get my little glue. Hold on a second. Let me get my glue thing. I ordered these on Amazon. So if y'all are looking for these things that we used to sell, Amazon carries them. I just want to get this little piece of paper off, or at least move it over so that we don't see it, because he is in the way of our paper. This piece right here. So let's just scooch him over, and hopefully that, I should get the clean one out. I think that should take care of it. All right, so we're going to put this one down. Hopefully we got that right. All right, we got that there. Get that right. Got a little bit there. Okay, and then this guy is coming in next. Put a little bit more adhesive on this one, just enough to, still a little sticky, but just to be on the safe side. All right, so we're going to put that one right about here. All right, and then we've got this one. All right, so you're definitely going to see the difference in the sizes, that's for sure, when we look at the other one at the length. All right, and then this one fits right on there. So we've got our spacing done pretty good, okay? So there is our, I mean, granted it's a little bit smaller. We got a little bit too much of a space right here. But going forward, we know we got to get a little bit closer. Okay, so that was my fault. So we're going to place that on here. And if you wanted, which I did not do, you can put a sentiment or something right in the center. If you want to do that. I just left it open because I like the fact of seeing the scenery. And I'll show you now the difference. But you get the idea, even though I cut mine shorter because of not knowing how to read paper. I'm going to rub it like that so it gets down. All right, so there's our card. Okay, now I think it turned the right two over. What did I do? The right two over. They're in the same direction, aren't they? Yeah, I got my things up the top. Don't I? Yeah. All right, so there is, it looks too much white here, obviously. If you cut them, instead of me cutting at 3 by 3, which is my mistake, it should have been cut at 3 7/8. So I will make sure it's going to be 6 by 3 7/8, not 3 by 3. So that's my fault. But you can see how nice that looks. And you get to see the you know, your scenery, and it's just absolutely stunning. Isn't that beautiful? Let me back out. I'm too close in. Hang on a minute. Let me get out of there. There we go. All right, so there's the one I did yesterday. Here's the one I did tonight, which is obviously I've got them cut too short because I cut the paper, but you got the gist of the idea and how it all plays with the cascading. So my apologies for cutting my paper wrong. I will post this information. I've got this typed up for you all with the how to cut them at the bottom, the links. I've got those cut down there for you as well. So, and I'll put on here, which I did not put, what the paper should be cut at, your designer series paper. So this is the cascading card that I did. And then here is the catching butterfly card. And then this is another one that I did just a little different for those that came in late. I didn't make this one tonight. I just did it earlier today. So you could just get an idea of how they look. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And I apologize for cutting this paper the wrong way, but we still made it work. It just had too much, it just has too much white here. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will get this cascading information posted. I'll put it on the blog first thing in the morning. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Again, thank you so much for spending Tuesday evening with me. And thanks for putting up with my mistakes. But you know what? We're all human and we all make mistakes, and that's okay. This one looks much better, but this one looks fine. All right, and I'm probably going to maybe come in, maybe do some coloring or something around here. I'll figure that one out. All right, everyone. See you next. I may not be here Tuesday next week, but I will definitely let you know. I should know by probably Monday at the latest. All right, but I'm planning on being here next Tuesday. We have a band that's coming to town that we really enjoy, and they always come on Tuesdays, and we don't normally go because I'm doing this, and my husband said, can you please not, you know, whatever. So I'll let you know no later than Sunday, Monday at the latest. All right, thanks, everyone. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.